You kind of mentioned then as well about kind of living the dream life, and there's something called negative visualization, which you go into as well in your course. Would you mind kind of giving us an example of how somebody might, I guess, practice something like negative visualization? Like, what would that look like on a sort of day-to-day, moment-by-moment situation?
Okay. So when I'm introducing audiences to Stoicism and its psychological techniques, usually at the top of the list will be negative visualization, because it's easy to do. It's easy to teach somebody how to do it. It's easy to do. And in doing it, you'll very much connect, and you'll realize, oh yeah, I get it. So it can be this light going on moment as far as Stoicism is concerned. So negative visualization, you simply set aside a few seconds in which you imagine yourself not having something that you very much appreciate having. And it can be your health, it can be your job, a long list of things that right now you have, and it can be relationships. Uh, but you imagine that suddenly, for some reason, the thing you're working on is no longer there. And then you allow yourself to have and explore that. You can even fill it out a little bit, and you explore that for a little bit, a few seconds, and then you come back to reality. So when I'm doing before an audience, for instance, I say, okay, everybody, shut your eyes. Now, I want you to imagine that that's what it'll be like for the rest of your life, that you will be without vision. In the last year or two, I've added a wrinkle to that, because everybody expects me to say, okay, now open them. But what I do now is I say, okay, now I want you to do a second stage of this. I want you, when you try to open them, I want you to pretend like they're somehow glued shut and they have to stay that way. And then finally, okay, open them. And when you do, you realize, wow, I've got this really incredible ability. I not only I can see in 3D vision. So I have depth perspective. I have color vision. I can see even into very, very dark, not too dark, but very dark. I have this ability, and I've had it all my life. Now, of course, there are people who don't, whose seeing is less than perfect, or who were born blind and who remain blind for their entire life. But you have that, and you take it utterly for granted. You could lose it. It could go. It could go in an instant, and then think about how life would be. Now, the advice isn't that you should dwell on that, because that would be really bad strategy psychologically. But it should be that you should give yourself these moments, just a few seconds, where you imagine that. No. So, for instance, in my life, I work in a back bedroom of the house. I'm no longer teaching in the classroom, but I continue to write. So I teach through my writings. And middle of an afternoon, my wife will hear me shout out from the back bedroom, "Thanks for existing, honey." And she'll know I've just completed a negative visualization, because I will have allowed myself to think of what would today be like if she weren't part of my life. And then it's interesting, it just comes rushing in. I am such a lucky human being. Uh, Now, most people spend that time doing what? Shopping for something better, looking around, thinking, "Oh, I wonder if," and I abandoned my spouse for this new woman at work. I wonder what that. So we spend our life doing that, and it's not only not productive; it's counterproductive, because it's going to make us devalue what we've already got. We're going to put less effort into retaining the things we've already got. Um, So that's an easy way to explore Stoicism, and you will get instant feedback on it. I mean, that rush of, wow, I'm lucky. Okay, it wears off though. So, give you 10 minutes, give you an hour, give you a day, and you'll be right back to where you were. But the beautiful thing about negative visualization, it's like the medication a doctor gives you, and it says apply as needed. And so you can do it as often as you want, and you can do it about a wide variety of things in your life, and it will keep you very much grounded in the sense of you realizing, I am one lucky human being. My life isn't perfect, but my life will never be perfect. So that can't be my goal. So what do I do? I just take what I've got and I make the most of it.
So well said. It's so fascinating as well. I think this is what I really enjoy about Stoicism is it seems to add a middle piece to so many different facets of life. Another example that I wanted. If you enjoyed this clip, then head on over to Locals to access the full conversation right now. Supporters can access the video version and everyone can access the audio only version of the conversation. I'll see you over there.